What if I told you that ducks from different parts of the world don't just look different, they sound different too? And the reason why might change how you think about animal intelligence forever. Picture this. You're walking through a park in London, and you hear the familiar quack of a mallard duck. It sounds cheerful, almost musical. Now imagine you're in a rural village in France, and you hear what should be the same duck. But something's off. The rhythm is different. The tone has changed. It's as if you're listening to the same language but spoken with a distinct regional accent. This isn't fiction, it's a scientific reality that's reshaping our understanding of animal communication for centuries. We assumed animal sounds were purely instinctual, hardwired into their DNA like a pre-programmed recording. A dog barks the same in Tokyo as it does in Toronto. A cat's meow sounds familiar whether you're in Cairo or Chicago. But ducks, they're breaking all the rules. The discovery began quietly, almost by accident. Researchers studying waterfowl behavior noticed something peculiar when they compared recordings of mallard ducks from different regions. The ducks from urban parks had shorter, sharper quacks that rose quickly in pitch. Their country cousins, meanwhile, produced longer, more drawn-out calls that seemed to carry further across open landscapes. At first, scientists dismissed it as random variation. But as more evidence piled up, a startling pattern emerged. Ducks were adapting their communication based on their environment and social groups. Just like humans develop regional accents, let's dive into how this works. When ducklings are born, they aren't born knowing exactly how to quack. They have a basic template, but the fine details, the rhythm, the pitch, the duration, are learned from their mothers and the ducks around them. Think of it like a human baby learning to speak. The baby has the physical ability to make sounds, but whether they grow up speaking English with a British accent or American twang depends entirely on who they learn from. Researchers conducted experiments where they raised ducklings in soundproof chambers, exposing them to recorded quacks from different regions. The results were astonishing. Ducklings exposed to urban duck quacks developed urban-style quacks. Those hearing rural quacks mimicked rural patterns. Even more fascinating, when researchers mixed ducklings from different regions together, they began developing a sort of compromise accent, blending elements from different regional styles. But why would ducks need accents in the first place? The answer lies in the challenges of their specific environments. In noisy cities, where traffic sounds and human activity create constant background noise, ducks have developed higher-pitched, more frequent quacks that cut through the urban din. Their quacks become like someone shouting in a crowded room. They need to be sharp and distinctive to be heard. Country ducks, living in quieter, more open spaces, can afford longer, more melodic calls that carry across ponds and fields. Their quacks serve as both communication and territorial markers, needing to travel greater distances without distortion. The social structure of duck communities plays a crucial role too. Ducks are highly social animals that form stable groups, especially during breeding season. Within these groups, certain quacking patterns become the norm, what scientists call local dialects. Young ducks learn these dialects just as children pick up the speech patterns of their playground friends. Over generations, these slight variations become more pronounced, eventually creating distinct regional accents that researchers can identify just by listening. What's truly remarkable is how quickly these changes can occur. When ducks from one region move to another, whether through natural migration or human relocation, They often adapt their quacks to match their new neighbors within just a few months. It's not unlike a person moving to a new country and gradually picking up the local accent. The ducks that adapt most successfully tend to integrate better into their new social groups, finding mates more easily and navigating social hierarchies more effectively. This adaptability reveals something profound about animal intelligence. For decades, we considered such vocal learning to be a rare ability, found only in a handful of species like parrots, dolphins, and humans. The discovery that ducks, common birds we see in parks and ponds, possess this same capacity suggests that vocal learning might be far more widespread in the animal kingdom than we ever imagined. The implications extend beyond just understanding ducks. Conservationists are now using acoustic monitoring to track duck populations and their movements. By analyzing the subtle differences in quacks recorded across different wetlands, researchers can identify where specific populations originated, how they're mixing, and whether isolated groups are maintaining genetic diversity. In some cases, the loss of certain duck dialects has served as an early warning sign of environmental stress or population fragmentation. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this discovery is what it tells us about the richness of animal experience. Every time we hear ducks quacking in a city park or a country pond, we're not just hearing instinct, we're hearing culture. We're hearing generations of social learning, environmental adaptation, and community identity expressed through sound. The quacks that once seemed simple and universal are actually complex, evolving forms of communication that reflect the unique history and environment of each duck community. This revelation invites us to listen more carefully to the natural world around us. The next time you hear ducks communicating, remember that you might be hearing not just a species, but a specific community with its own traditions and adaptations. That cheerful quack in your local pond carries within it the story of that duck's social world, its environmental challenges, and its cultural inheritance. What other animal sounds do you think might have hidden regional variations? Share your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Animal Fact Vault for more discoveries that will change how you see the animal kingdom.